Abby,
Oh, hi, Diane. How are you? I investigated a Dutch elm
I am-
tree over on Westchester.
yeah,
Yeah, they took down a huge one. It was like 6 feet wide.
It took down what?
Dutch elm, an elm.
You can only mean that the DPW took it down, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was them. It looked like it had some disease on it, but I was wondering if
Yeah.
Diane knew about
Sadly,
it.
they do have to take those trees down, and then they have to like bury the tree down in the ground so that the disease doesn't spread to other trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real shame. Hey, listen, guys, it's actually 2 minutes after 1, and we do have a quorum. So if you don't mind, I'm going to get this meeting started. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. For the record, this is Ray Pohl. I am the chairman of the Nantucket Historic District Commission. Let's confirm that we have the following members with us at this time. So members, when I call your names, could you just respond in the affirmative? Abby Camp.
Aye.
Thank you. Carrie Thornwell.
Aye.
Yeah, aye. Stephen Welch.
Aye.
There's Stephen. Okay, thank you. Diane Coombs.
aye,
Very good. Thank you, Diane. I think that's it for now. Val is not going to make it today. And Ray Pohl, for the record, I'm here. Staff, when I call your names, Kathy Flynn.
Present.
Thank you. Holly Backus.
Present.
Very good. Okay. This open meeting of the Nantucket Historic District Commission is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020. That order, posted with agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to convene remotely, so long as public access to deliberations is reasonably provided. This meeting is convening via Zoom with video and audio recording, and we are being broadcast via YouTube on the town's YouTube channel. With no member of the public having asked to speak at this time, this meeting will not feature public comment. Materials provided to the members for this meeting or provided during the meeting are, unless otherwise noted, available on our town's website. During this meeting, I will introduce agenda topics and speakers. Everyone, please remember to mute your Zoom audio until your name is called, and let's direct comments and questions through the chair to avoid crosstalk and make taking of minutes easier. Finally, votes taken at today's meeting will be done via roll call. Thank you. So the first order of business, of course, is to approve today's agenda. May I have a motion to do so?
so move,
Thank you, Diane. On Diane's motion, Stephen Welch.
Aye.
Thank you, Carrie Thornwell.
Aye.
Abby Camp.
Aye.
And Diane, on your motion.
aye,
And I'm in favor, so that motion carries. As always, Kathy, Holly, if there's any public comment that was posted on, done via email, I can read that at this time. If not, I'm going to move along to our very short consent agenda.
No comments at this time, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Holly. Okay, Carrie, I believe you have to recuse from consent, but that still leaves 4 of us, so we should be fine. Would somebody care to make a motion on the consent agenda?
I make a motion to approve,
Thank you. On that motion, Stephen Welch,
Aye.
Abby Camp,
Aye.
Diane Coombs,
aye,
and I am in favor. That motion carries. Signs, we have 2 at 137A Orange. Can you tell us about those, Kathy or Holly?
Yes, they were approved as sign advisory council comments.
Very good. Thank you. Somebody give me a motion on that one.
so move,
Thank you. So Diane has made a motion to approve these two signs as per sign advisory comments. On that motion, Stephen,
Aye.
Carrie,
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
and I'm in favor. That motion carries. Okay, now we're on to our two new business items of the day. First up, 15 Bassett Road, KM Designs. Katie, I think I saw you there.
I'm here.
Okay, hi, Katie.
Hi. I
Um,
apologize for the scene behind me.
You apologize for it? Doesn't look so bad to me. Okay, it's very Nantucket. So what do we have doing here, Katie?
So these plans were originally approved, like, it's been almost 2 years, I think.
Yeah,
We
Yeah.
just spun the pool and added the driveway. We didn't redo the driveway in the initial plans.
so the pool has already been approved and you're just changing its location?
Yeah, we just spun it to get it further away from the leach field so that we could put that, Ethan's doing a cabana there.
Oh,
And we pulled the spot out of the pool.
okay. So pool and spa are bubbled and Holly, can you scroll down a little bit? There's this other thing. Oh, that's the parking court there?
That's parking with the retaining wall and the apron.
So it's a 3-foot high granite block retaining wall.
Yes, 3 feet on the driveway side. It's at grade up above.
Let me make sure that I understand that. Oh, we have a section through here?
So that's the back side from Bassett Road. So the other one is from the shared driveway.
Oh, so that's an interesting question that I was just about to ask. So what I'm looking at, what I'm viewing and
You can
thinking,
see some of the stuff they're applying for.
somebody want to mute? So
You can see
This is the
vegetation.
driveway side. You gotta scroll up.
The cabana.
wait, somebody needs to mute. Okay, so scroll up.
Show the west side, yeah. So there's where the panel fence is. That's facing the driveway. So you can see there's a 3 or 4 foot grade change. So I think I have it pitched at 12 inches up to the driveway, and then you've got the 3-foot wall. And then the panel fence that runs between both houses.
Katie, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing the retainage in this.
No, it's not in this, it's not in this view. It's just, this is what you're looking at from the street, from the shared driveway.
Well, let's just talk for a moment about this so-called shared driveway. So it's not a public way?
No,
No.
it's just shared with 14 Bassett,
Right. So that little fork that comes off of Bassett Road,
right?
none of that is public.
Correct. So if you go to the left, that's just shared between 14 and 15.
Okay.
And Bassett Road, you're seeing the back of the cabana from Bassett Road. So you don't see the pool at all.
Correct. Okay. So back to this retainage thing. The retainage is on the front side, meaning closest to the way?
Closest to the shared driveway, yes.
Yeah, because the indicator there, the arrow, the red arrow is saying that the retaining wall is like closer to the houses. That's not the case?
No, it is. It's up by, where the steppers are.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's the retaining wall. You're not really going to see that either from the shared driveway because you're looking up because of the grade.
Okay. Who would like to begin on this one?
What's
I have
the,
a question. Whoop, sorry.
Go ahead, Diane.
no, I just wondered on that fence, what's that made out of? It's not on this elevation. It's not in the site plan. I guess it's the next one up.
There's pictures. There's a picture of it. It's just a 6-foot panel fence, natural to weather. I did put an example picture. There it is.
Oh, that's what we would call a
I
board.
don't have it.
Yeah.
I s- Yeah, there it is. Okay.
And that's our granite wall.
Yes.
Okay.
It'll be exactly like that, just a little taller.
Thank you. So Diane, do you want to continue? I know Carrie was going to say something too.
No, that's all right. I just wanted to check what that fence was, because it,
Yeah.
And there's a lot of vegetation in front of that fence as well. It's pretty thick in there with trees and shrubs.
Mhm. Okay.
okay, I just wanted to check it out.
All right. Anything else to add?
No, I think it's pretty well protected. And it's up above where the driveway goes in. If this is all we're considering, I don't have a problem with it the way it's set up.
Okay. Thank you. So Carrie,
I just had a question. It seems like the shared driveway, the house that it shares the driveway with, you peel off to that house way before this one. So they'll never even perceive this either.
No,
And
it's
I-
pretty, I didn't get a picture of the vegetation, but that's a whole new installation as well on that side.
Mhm.
That's pretty thick with privacy planting screening.
Yeah, I think from Bassett Road, it's the least visible sort of element. The cabana seems lower from there. So
Yeah, you really can't see anything.
yeah, I don't have any issues with this.
okay. Thank you. Stephen?
Thanks, Mr. Chair. Yeah, I would just like to get some clarification on the shared driveway aspect of this, because if you look on the map geo, it actually shows a road that continues from the currently, dirt road area that's the shared drive around the property and back out
It
to
actually
Bassett
does.
Road. So I'd like to get some clarification on whether it's in the map geo as a roadway.
Actually,
you-
so
You
if we
drive
blew
through
up,
there though.
if we blow up the locust plan, that might,
It doesn't show it.
it does not.
No.
Okay.
Ethan is just telling me too that that road has been blocked long since the map geo.
You know
So-
what?
You can't get through there.
That's funny. I remember having a conversation probably 3 years ago with the former owner of this building. And there was this big flap about that way, and they were going to block it off and direct people down what is really Bassett Road as opposed to that thing. So, yeah,
Yeah, you can't get through. It's blocked.
right. Anything to add, Stephen?
Yeah, I mean, for me, whether a road's blocked or not really isn't the issue. I think the issue is whether it's a paper road owned by the town or not, or laid out on a subdivision plan. So if there is some deed restriction on what is basically a paper road, I think it would be appropriate to see it. If this were just a driveway, I wouldn't think twice about it. I wouldn't even bring it up, but this was in a historic home. We went through a lot of discussion, and the proposed is dramatically different than what is in the area. And if it is going to be visible from what amounts to as a public road currently, whether it's used today or next year or not, I anticipate the landscaping will be in place for quite some time. And I would just like to get clarification before I personally voted. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so I'm wondering if somebody is able to pull up like the town GIS that shows all the different ways in a blow up of this so that we can resolve this now or whether we need to wait on it. Okay, so Abby, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, yeah, clarification on that. And just, I think the 3-foot stone work is too harsh for this area. I'd like to see something more natural, that sort of ashlar masonry or whatever it is, seems
It is
really
actually.
hard.
Okay.
This was all, I mean, I gotta remind you, this was all pre-approved, so this is just, I mean,
Oh.
aside from, yeah, the wall, I mean, everything else was already approved, so we're just,
But what Abby's talking about is the wall.
no, I understand what Abby's saying. I'm talking about what Steve was saying.
Okay,
Well, but Stephen, I think, is saying that if the wall is visible from a public way, he would have concerns about it.
Well, you can only see what's through the apron. I mean, it's gonna be thick natural vegetation,
It's
And
a
you're-
long length of wall though, so
and you're looking up, so you're only gonna see that section of wall that is the same width as the apron. When
okay.
you look-
This point of
Katie?
order, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, go ahead.
Could we please bring up the screen share? Look, I would be happy just to approve this as it is, but fundamentally, I think there's a question we need to address. Could we please have the GIS brought up? If not, I can screen share it. I just pulled it up.
I just saw something.
I'm finding it right now. Hang on.
Somebody-
Kathy, in the interest of time, can you just release and I'll share the screen?
Okay, hang on. You see it now?
Yeah, and can you click on, go ahead, open up.
Well, so this is funny. It is the way.
Well, and the thing that concerns me is that if you look at the theme, if you click on themes and open up the aerial, the 2019, it actually shows that this is mostly utilized.
I'm sorry, it's not. You cannot get through there.
Okay,
I also did-
I'm just,
No, but
Katie,
Stephen-
I'm just telling you what I'm seeing.
Okay, Stephen's point remains, which is that it is actually a way. It is a way. So whether or not you can get through there is like somebody, if somebody further down there said, I want to go this way, they would be able to. Yeah, that person right there
Yeah.
could say, I want to go in that way, and they could.
No,
They'd be
it's
within their rights to
blocked.
do-
You cannot get past where the corner of the property line there is. You can't
Katie.
get through there.
Katie, it's a way.
Right. You're
Look,
saying
whether
that-
it's blocked or not, you know, somebody could, that person further down the road could say, I want to come in this way. I'm going to come in this way, clear that property, and I'm going to come in that way. They can say that. Just because it's blocked off now doesn't mean that it's not allowed to be traveled. It's shown
Until it's in
conspicuous.
the town yard sale. Until it's in the town yard sale and
Well,
sold to the
but-
abutters, that it's
Carrie?
available for people to use.
Carrie,
Yeah.
this Bassett Road, where it is shown right now,
Mhm.
is actually not a way. So there will never, ever be a yard sale on this because legally that's the only way that those people can get down to their houses beyond the house that we're talking about right now.
Right. So, Mr. Chair, if I may, my recollection of this was that the road that is currently used as and labeled as Bassett Road is legal theories and whatnot aside on private property. And
Correct.
the way is on the other side on paper in order to preserve the legal rights of access. Now, whether they're utilized as access or not is a separate question. It's kind of coming back to me now that I'm looking at these maps. And this was discussion we had in part over the years as this project was being developed. So again, I'm not adverse to doing something at the property. I just wanted to determine whether there was a legally, a public way that this would be visible from. And if which I believe this is legally a public way that it would be visible from, and therefore I think it needs to be sensitive to the historic character of the area. I don't want to get into repeating myself though. I think,
No,
it's a new year, and I think we need to be able to say our thoughts and be done with it.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so I think that Katie, I think that what you need to do is you need to talk to whoever this person's attorney is and get some sort of a verification on the nature of that way. Okay?
The attorney for Carl Nielsen.
If that's your owner, yeah.
I'm wondering if Ethan might have some information on this, and he's watching the meeting.
Mr. Chair, I would make a motion to hold for additional information. Again, Katie, it's nothing against you, but we've got a huge agenda coming up, not necessarily today, but overall. And I think that this is important enough that we just simply have the information. That's all.
Right.
I understand.
Okay.
I just don't know what, I mean, it's not visible. So I'm just.
No, Katie,
Yeah.
Katie, we're not going to say it again. That is a way, and it's 100% visible from a public way. 100%, unless you can prove that somehow that's not a public way. Okay, so can I have a motion, please?
Motion to hold for additional information.
Thank you. On that motion, Carrie,
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
Diane. Diane. We're off to a good start here.
Yeah, I don't see her.
I don't see her.
Okay, she's left the room. Stephen,
Aye.
and I'm in favor. Motion carries. Okay, so next up, let me know when Diane comes back, please. Next on the agenda, 4 Howard Court.
I'm back. I don't know
Okay.
why it's keep.
Is Mark on board?
I am.
Yes.
Okay, so what do we got going on, Mark?
Unfortunately, we hate to waste your time, but we're back one last time, I hope, for this project on 4 Howard Court.
Okay.
It's a situation where the owner died in September, and the
Oh, we
owner's
heard
wife,
about that. Yep.
the owner's wife has asked me to try to see where we could have a cost savings. He was building his office and he's not around to enjoy it. So the last suggestion that I had for her was that we could change the species of wood on the fencing, as there's quite a bit of fencing there. And I brought in some paperwork to request that we change from cedar to 1x6 pressure treated.
Oh.
Everything is there.
Oh.
And the second request is that we eliminate the north-south fencing with gates in it. So,
Well, eliminating the fencing is not a problem, but so how much of this is pressure treated?
well, we're hoping to do all of it in pressure treated.
No, you just said you were removing some. So all of the
It's nothing-
yellow,
I included a bunch of pictures. There's no fencing material up yet. There
No,
is
no.
all the framing for it is.
okay, Mark,
Yes.
going back to the site plan, the big yellow C shape is the pressure treated.
We would hope it to be. Yes.
Oh, so
See,
you already have the framework up.
the framework's been up for months because of the neighborhood. The neighbors,
Yeah,
we
so-
had to define the property.
No, that's good. So folks, everybody, you're looking at the extent of what Mark is hoping to do in pressure treated. Why does it have to be pressure treated?
Well, I don't like putting pine out there, and cedar is $14,000 more than the pressure treated. It's none of us like doing it. It was a pure cost savings. There were hope for cost savings.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah,
this came before me as a potential consent. When you start discussion, if I may, I'd appreciate it.
go. I think all has been, Mark said his thing, so you go ahead.
Sure. Thanks. So I went down after the initial comments I made. My initial concerns were that the images, can we show the image of the neighbors? Right. So if you look at this, if you zoom in on it, it's a pretty tightly grained wood. And I presumed that southern yellow pine pressure treated wood being as it is, if you've worked with it in the field, you know that it's like a live sawn and the grain, there's a lot of grain and a lot of knots,
Correct.
which visibly isn't the end of the world, except for it's not consistent with what's typically there. And in addition to that, because of the grain pattern, as it weathers, it cracks, checks, and opens up much differently than cedar. So and so I went down and I took a look at this. I happen to be in the area. And in fact, it is a southern yellow pine board that is on the fence. I believe it's old enough that it's not a fast growth southern yellow pine. It looks like maybe it's a rift sawn or a plain sawn, which are just types of ways that they mill the wood so that the grain is a little tighter. So I'm just wondering if it's possible to use a southern yellow pine board that is a little tighter grain, or maybe Mark, were you able to cost, well, fir is going to be too expensive in that width.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess that's the kind of very short history of how it went from maybe being a consent to being in front of us, and then my research on the pressure treated wood.
So the fence that we're looking at that's labeled as 1x6 PT, you're saying is 1x6 PT Southern Yellow.
Yeah, it just looks like it's an old enough board, literally in terms of its age, that the wood grain is not primarily a live sawn. Well, if you look at the 2x4s in front of you, you can see in the image, or the posts. Having said all that, I think given its location and weathering, that subject to maybe a little bit of a dark gray stain just being washed over this, that pressure treated would be a pressure treated board, not tightly spaced. The fence across the way there is got a 1/4 to a 3/8 inch gap between the boards. I would suggest that if that were to be replicated, and if it didn't gray out within, a year, that they would apply some stain to it.
Well, yeah, the pressure treating, go ahead, Mark.
Well, the issue.
I
Mr.
thought we were making comments.
Hang on, Diane. Go ahead, Mark.
I just wanted to clarify the pressure treated choices. I had a lift of pressure treated, a brand new lift of pressure treated sitting at Marine Home Center waiting for me to pick through it. What I do is I pick through the lumber. I don't get it delivered, and I pick without knots, relatively straight grain, and that's how you achieve that look. So I can still do that. The problem is when I found out that this wasn't going to consent, I gave the lift away. So I can still do that we can achieve. When I put up a pressure treated fence, it's not full of knots. It's not full of cracks. So it would be picked out and the rest would be left there. So that's how we were aiming. I mean, I don't want an ugly fence there either. We're going to be trying to sell the property. So that there is an option other than just throwing up comes off the rack.
Good to know, Mark. Thank you. Ed, Diane, you had something to say.
I think I don't know, but this is Howard Street. It's a fairly popular street for people to go up and down.
It's Howard Court. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Howard Court, whatever. The stuff you already have up for fencing is fairly extensive. That goes all the way up that driveway and up and up and up. On photographs I saw before, I think it's too much to do that. Once we allow this because they don't have the money, the next driveway, the next place is going to have it because it's cheaper, and soon we will lose our cedar fences for the southern pine, and it is not what Nantucket board fences or the rest of the stuff to make it. Look at the amount of space in there. I don't think that it's appropriate in this area. I'd rather see it without any fence at all.
All right. You know, Mark, one thing that you did here is I believe you've taken this from your private property. This photograph.
Yes, yes, this is a private driveway, private way. It's not Howard Street, it's Howard Court. It's a dead end.
Right, but the
Right,
actual
you can't,
photograph.
but you can't.
Go ahead, Diane.
No, I just wondered if you couldn't see it from the Court Road. It looked as if going up Howard Court, you saw that, and it's an extensive amount of fencing. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And it comes at different levels, up and down. And it's, I'm sorry, but it's, I don't know, it shouldn't be like that other fence that we see an arrow going to.
Okay. So what I want to do is go back to the site plan, plot plan, to see where the public way actually ends here, because a lot of these photographs are taken from the driveway.
If I may, Mr. Chair,
Yeah, go ahead.
driveway ends at the end of our property there. There's one house behind us that parks right next to our property. This 10-foot private way was deeded by this property, was given to the other neighborhood there. So,
Oh, there's a neighbor behind you?
yes, which would be to the
All right,
top.
so,
Yes,
but they're traveling across your property to get to their
yes,
house.
but it was given out as a private way to it deal.
No, I understand.
services
So,
a couple houses.
right.
Right
Okay,
there.
so basically, Howard Court stops at the bottom of the blue line there.
No, yeah, pretty much. It's about 10 more feet past the blue line.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
I was there, so I might as well. My initial reaction looking at the images was similar to Diane's. So I did take a look at the extent of the fencing and context on the site. And I believe that much of this will not be visible. What you will see is, could we have the picture of the fence up again, please? So this front left, to the left, if you were standing in the drive facing the rear yard, that front left section, you would be visible. And there's a step or a piece here along perpendicular to the drive, which the landscape plan shows will have privet. And I think that, or maybe it's on the other side of that. So I think subject to that, even where the patio opening is, there's going to be a very limited view of the fence once the landscape materials are put into place. So again, I'm not arguing for or against, but I wanted to share what I did see because it is an important area. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Can I-
Abby.
Okay, so so my sympathies for this person, but what if we were to do the cedar on the lower part and the pressure treated on the larger parts behind?
Because they're behind privet.
I'm just saying the part that you can see, why don't we do that in the
Yeah.
nice wood?
That's an interesting thought.
And behind the privet and the larger pieces, we do the pressure treated, which is cheaper.
Very good thought. Thank you, Abby. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, Carrie.
I'm in agreement with Abby, but I'm also wondering why we have such a tall fence that could now become pressure treated. It looks very tall. And is the planting plan for for privet in front of it? And where are the boards? They're facing the neighbor, right? Not the inside of the property, but the outside of the property. Right?
The boards are facing the neighbor.
Their boards are facing the neighbor.
They
So
have- yeah.
ostensibly the neighbor has to plant the privet to hide the boards.
Go ahead, Mark.
The boards are supposed to be facing interior.
No,
No,
No, I understand that.
not typically.
Per the owner's request, I've never done it yet in 40 years, but per the owner's request, he wanted the boards facing him.
Yeah, it's illegal.
I'm
That's
I'm
why.
sure.
Might be why I've never done it.
There's a town ordinance that says that when you do a fence like this, that the finished part of the fence needs to face your neighbor. If they want to do,
You're right.
if they want to be looking at finished boards, they've got to skin both sides.
Or go back to a single face that's good on both sides, correct? A double faced fence.
Oh, that's kind of impossible because you need a structure to hold the fence up. And that
Yeah.
structure, what we're looking at right now is visible from your side, your owner's side, not your neighbor.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
What is the point of the fence? It's awfully tall.
It's
So is it a privacy fence?
correct. The
I was
house on the other side is about 3 feet away from the property line. And so it was all based on a privacy fence, and it's none of it is over 6 feet. That's why it steps down.
But may I make its comment again?
Yes, please go ahead, Diane. Yep.
When you see that very tall piece that's close to the, I guess, neighbor's house, and then it drops down, but it drops down more than half. The thing is too big a drop.
It's about
It's-
18 inches. I'm sorry.
Well, it shows more than 18 inches on this drawing. It shows up one level for the fence closest, the long one, and then it goes up 2 levels to the tall one, and 2 levels to the next one, and 2 levels to the next one. It seems like a long drop there in that picture you have of it. And I think we've gotten off on the wrong thing, that the owner wants to have this and that. It's not a question really of what the owner wants. It's a question of what is legal there. And I think that's what I would like to see stuck with.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
John,
Hi.
we can hear you. You're not on this application.
Okay.
Okay. So what do we want to do with this, folks?
I'd make a motion to hold for revisions, but that's just my motion.
Yeah, so Mark, I think that, I think that this sort of has to be, what, Mark?
What if we go back to cedar and we eliminate the north-south fences and gates? We do cedar on the existing fence facing out. And don't have to go back and back and back.
Wait. Let me make sure that I understand what you're saying here. You're saying stick with what's already been approved, which is cedar for the fencing that you framed up already, and just eliminate the 2 portions that you wanted to eliminate?
Correct.
So all your,
I share the board's issues.
so that's kind of a no. I mean, basically what you're suggesting, I want to make sure that I'm understanding you correctly, because
Can we see this in plan, please? Sorry, Mr. Chair. I mean, if we're going to vote, if we're going to not take the motion to hold, I'd like to see what's being proposed.
yeah, okay, so keep
Thank
going.
you.
Stop. Okay, the yellow line, which is what Mark has already framed up, which he wanted to change to pressure treated, he is now saying, let's just leave it as approved, which was the red cedar. The blue were fences that were previously approved that he wants to do away with. Now, it gets a little bit more complicated because there's a little length of fence down here that's like not yellow, but that exists and looks like it was already approved, that 36-inch high section, which is framed, and I believe you want to keep, right, Mark?
Yes, that was supposed to be a picket fence to mimic the picket fence that went down Howard Court. That
Okay,
picket fence that goes down Howard Court was removed by the neighbor when they did their work. So since there is no picket fence anymore to copy or follow, the reason for the height is it's supposed to be a 3-foot high picket fence, and that's what it's designed as. Whether we keep the same boarding material or I put the cedar in as 1x3 instead of 1x5.5 is up to you guys. I think the same boarding material as 1x6 is going down there at a 3-foot height would be more easy on the eye.
well, right, because it's all consistent.
Correct.
But I thought we didn't run. Why wouldn't that 36-foot high section right there that isn't done, that isn't whatever, why shouldn't it be a picket fence, which is what we usually have?
Okay,
Next
Mark
to-
is saying that it can be. If we want it to be, it can be. It was approved that
That-
way.
Yes,
So if you
I
want,
would
if you
keep it
prefer
that
that
way.
as a,
That's-
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that answers that. Now,
Yeah.
Stephen, are you satisfied with what's on the table at the moment?
Yeah, I think we could have given him more, but I'm okay with it.
Don't say
I
that.
think Mark just wants to get this behind him and get the fence built and move on. That's what
I'm with you. I got you.
Okay, so I think somebody could craft a motion that basically says we're going to, everything needs to be red cedar. Okay, so that the pressure treated part comes out of the equation. We will approve the removal of the fence that's shown in blue, and the portion that's 36 inches high that goes towards the road would be picket as opposed to board fence. All red cedar. I think if that was somebody's,
And on the outside,
well, yeah, so Mark, just so you know, that's a rule. Yes, Carrie. So if somebody could make that motion.
I think I made that motion.
All right, Abby made that motion. All right, so on the motion, Carrie,
aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
Diane,
aye.
Abby,
Aye.
Ray, aye. Motion carries. Mark, thanks.
Thank you for your time. I apologize.
Well, no apology necessary. Okay, now we're moving along to old business. Hi, John.
Hey,
So you're on this one. This is going to be, hopefully we have somebody here representing. It's myself, Diane, John, Abby, and Val is not with us today. So the first thing I want to ask of my applicant, do we have somebody on board to represent?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hey.
Yep.
Hi. Now we can hear you. So listen, Ethan,
Yep.
Val's not here. So are you okay moving forward with a 4-person board?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's do it. Excuse me.
Mr. Chair,
Yeah.
I'm an alternate on this.
Oh, that's right. You are. So great. Thanks. So you have a
And,
5-person board now.
And through you, Mr. Chair, point of clarification, the address should be 11A Meadow Lane.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right.
If you scroll down, you'll see we originally had that monolithic building, and now we just shingled it and put a roof on it and made it a little smaller. So that's, if you go one more down, that was the one we submitted, remember? And then the one above it is what we proposed.
You kept the camouflage chimney, I see.
Well, it's brick instead of white stucco.
I'm kidding with you. You have it
Oh,
rendered
yeah.
like it's camo fatigues, like we were all watching.
Oh, yeah, that's my brick pattern.
Yeah. Okay, so a little bit more Nantucket.
Yeah, it's
Grant you that
15.6
for
high.
sure. Okay, anything else to say or before I turn it over to the board?
No, that's it.
All right. Who wants to begin?
I'll begin.
All right, thank you.
I was wondering if the chimney needs to be corbelled down. Why is it corbelled up so high?
10 feet, 3 feet high above the 10-foot point from the ridge.
Well, no, that's not what she means. What she
Oh,
means,
the corbelling below.
Well-
I don't know. I just picked a point and drew it. I can make it smaller if you want.
I agree with Diane that it's awfully wide to a
Yeah,
rather high point. Yeah,
I could.
It
That's it. I could.
looks like a bourbon bottle.
it
That's
does.
Yeah, I can bring it down. I did just pick a
And-
point.
I'd bring it down to above just what you need to have the outdoor fireplace.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Diane.
All right.
All right, John.
Yeah, the height from the, on the west elevation, it seems
Yeah.
awfully high. I don't think you have to be more than a foot above the peak on
You
this.
mean the chimney?
Yes,
The chimney needs to be 2 feet above any point that's 10 feet away from it. So Ethan would have to tell us.
Yes, it's. I thought it's 3 feet, 10 feet away. That's what I have in the code.
I think it's 2 feet.
I'll make it 2 feet then. I'll just make it whatever code is.
Right. Okay. Anything else, John?
no, that's it. Hey, thank you.
Okay, thanks. All right, Abby?
So could I see the site plan again? Thank you. And it's this it's the building between the two.
Yep.
Okay. And it doesn't have any windows in it, just the sliders.
Yeah, the little window in the back.
Okay, I think that's a little odd. I wish it had some fenestration, but it's a cabana. See how the sides don't have anything? I just,
See that?
Yeah, no. Well, it's just right against the property line, so there wasn't really need put a window to look at. It's a bathroom right there too.
Well, but Ethan,
Yeah,
to Abby's point,
yeah,
one of these things is up next to the property line, but you have 3 elevations that essentially have nothing, no fenestration other than one tiny little window. That's
yes,
what you're talking about.
yes.
So,
and what the hell is that noise?
I don't know. Frustrating.
It's spooky enough.
Okay, anything else to say? But you're hoping for some more windows.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thanks. All right, Diane, John, Abby, Stephen.
Sounds like somebody's close to the airport or planning, sanding some wood.
You know, it's the people downstairs. I can shut it off,
Okay.
but this is almost over, so I'll just mute myself.
Thanks, Ethan. I don't disagree with the comments other than the fact that this is behind a big old house and it's at the rear of the property. So, and it's a pretty large lot. So I'm actually okay with it as it is, subject to the chimney change just on principle. I'm not against bourbon, but I think that would be good. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Sorry, clarification. Did you want the top of that corbelled or was it the bottom part?
The bottom, bring it down. It's up
The
too high.
neck.
But
The
but the top of it, nobody has any objection to it not corbelling in, that it's modern?
I don't.
All right.
I don't in this thing. It's not it's not a historic building, so it's a simple building. A lot of their chimneys in the back of the warts were just very simple. That's all.
Thank you, Diane. Listen, I'm in favor of dropping down the shoulders on the chimney as Diane has expressed. I'm in favor of dropping this down so that the peak of the chimney is only as high as it needs to be to meet code, I think that will mean 1 foot out of the height of the thing. That's all I need to approve this. Can somebody make a motion?
That's my motion.
Okay. I'm sure everybody heard, it's about dropping the shoulders on the chimney and dropping it down so that it's code head height. On that motion,
Yeah.
thank you for the motion, Diane. On the motion, Abby.
Aye.
Thank you, Stephen.
All right.
Thank you, John.
Aye.
Very good. Diane?
Aye.
All right, and I'm in favor of that motion carries. Thank you. Okay, 7 East Lincoln. This is myself, Diane, John, Abby, and in this case, we have Carrie as the alternate.
How you doing, Mr. Chair?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing good. Doing good. I can jump right in.
Man.
I know. It's
Ooh.
I haven't gotten it. It's pre-COVID.
Yeah,
It really is.
I'll come over.
You know,
With
actually,
the
the
mask on.
lady was
And my
supposed to cut it, and then she got her rotator cuff injured, and then
oh,
surgery.
yeah, right.
I just went with it. Grow it while I still got it. So I'll just jump right in. So south elevation, we two things. We took the 2 shed dormers on the east and west elevation and cheated them in. They were further out, I think, by about 1 foot or more. And so I think everyone actually asked us to push those in. We also shrunk the width of the roof walk. And also we previously had on the front door, we had the side lights of the front door going all the way down basically to the floor. And I think Diane had requested that we raise those so that the panels aligned with the bottom panel of the main door. And I think those were the primary comments, and that's what we changed, Mr. Chair. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Matt. Who would care to begin?
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, this is Holly.
Yeah, sorry. Right. So,
No, that's fine. I don't have additional HSAB comments because you all saw this on the 22nd, and I believe this came right after. Correct me if I'm wrong, Matt. So there wasn't time for this to go before HSAB again. However, we do have a letter from, which I believe was sent to the commission, Kathy. It gives a little background, I guess, from a previous application, which also ties in with the proposed demo of the existing historic structure that's up on the lot.
the letter is from whom, Holly?
Mr. Newman, Robbie Newman.
Oh, because I think there are also letters from abutters, correct?
Absolutely. And I believe I read one of them into the record from Ann and Rick Mastan. I apologize for butchering their last name.
There was only that one
who was
that I've
a
seen.
butter.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that was this came in while I believe we were deliberating, or the HCC was deliberating on the application previously. So I don't know if you want me to read this into the record, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Okay. So this is from Mr. Newman, December 23rd, 11 a.m. Good morning, Kathy and Holly. I was interested to watch last evening's HDC meeting concerning 7 East Lincoln Ave with plans submitted for a new dwelling, etc. I was surprised to learn that the parcel is being presented as an empty lot due to a previous approval for move-off demo for the existing cottage. In April of 2019, plans were presented and approved for a new dwelling that would replace the existing cottage in similar like massing, fenestration, detailing, etc. This process was very well thought through by the HDC commissioners, HSAB, Preservation Trust, and previous owners. Our mutually agreed to design concept was based on maintaining neighborhood-like continually, especially with adjacent 3 and 4 period cottages on East Lincoln Ave, all
Mr.
similar
Chair.
in style and vernacular.
Yes, Matt.
I'm sorry. I haven't seen this. I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't look for it, but this is the first I'm seeing it, just for the record.
Okay. Well, but so you're seeing it now, right?
Yep.
Okay. So continue, Holly.
Thank you, sir. These few cottages create a unique East Lincoln appeal that, once allowed to evaporate, will forever change the character and ambiance of the entire street. Demolition move off approval was based on this planned concept and was linked to approved redesign for the parcel. I'm interested in neighborhood continuity and preservation of any architectural feature which contributes to our Nantucket sense of place. To be presented as an empty lot is a misrepresentation and a disservice to East Lincoln neighbors and to overall general Brant Point area. I would like to express that any owner, applicant, and design might be held to the same scrutiny with thoughtful process for a successful solution that especially the neighbors deserve. Please find attached copies of a demo move-off approval and approved redesign of 7 East Lincoln dated from April 2019, which allowed for demo move approval of the existing structure. We did not obtain a blanket approval to demo move that structure. Thank you, Robbie Newman. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Holly. So
if I could, Mr. Chair, there is an approval for a demo move off of this structure. And I guess I did see the plans. I just didn't see this email attached to it, but you can, well, I don't see the point of that email, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that you're going to hold this thing to the same standard that you would the previous approval, but there is an approval in place for the removal and demo of that existing structure. And I guess there is an approval for a new dwelling. And you're welcome to open up that approved dwelling because as far as I'm concerned, the scale and size of it is not completely disparate from this proposal. And again, I don't understand the point of that letter.
Yeah, I get you, Matt. So as long as we're here and there was an attachment with this, Holly?
Let's look at it, yeah.
This is the prior approval?
I believe so.
Holly?
Yes, Mr.
Okay.
Chair.
So 2018.
I believe that's the front elevation.
Okay.
Yeah.
It might be worth actually looking at that front elevation just by point of comparison. And just for the record, I mean, I don't think that's fair to say that we tried to misrepresent anything. We showed you site photographs showing the existing structure. I did say that there was an existing demo move off approval in place. So I don't appreciate the implication that there was some misrepresentation on my part from Mr. Newman. If you zoom in on that front elevation, I think that's pretty telling. To me, I think that it looks bigger than our proposal, but.
How tall, there we go. Can we zoom in on the height of this? 27.6.
Is it 27 feet?
27.6 plus 4 feet 1, I think that says, right? 4.1, isn't that what that says down there?
Yep, 4-1.
Yeah, so call that 4 feet, so that's 31.6. 31 feet 6 inches to the ridge from grade. Okay, so now we've seen this. Now let's go back to Matt's proposal.
You know,
How tall are you, Matt? Just for kicks.
What's that?
How tall are you? Just
with the
35-1.
We're 35.
Okay, so it is taller. But
it is taller, and I also have to see if the floodplain elevation might be higher as well. So, but I'd say we probably are taller. We are taller.
Be beneficial, you know, like it just by comparison. Now that you have all this information, Matt, you might want to superimpose the previously approved through another design firm plan and elevation onto yours. But so that's an aside. I would like to hear from the board now, if I may.
Yeah, I gotta say,
I'll go.
Hang on, Diane, let's let Abby finish and I'll get right to you afterwards.
Okay, I'll be real quick, Diane.
Okay.
I actually like Matt's better. It looks even maybe taller, but it looks more squat. And it's just in the impression you have. And I think it's a better design too. I'm not sure about the roof walk, if you really need that. I think it actually takes away from your nice roof lines. I think the panels on the bottom of the side lights are a little high. I don't know whether they could come down a bit. They look kind of chunky. And I'm not, what are the two side squares that you've circled? What do they mean?
Oh,
I
Go
can
ahead.
answer that, Mr. Chair. Yeah, we just pushed the dormers back on the east and west elevation. So they were further out towards the outside perimeter of the wall, but we cheated them in by about, I think, a foot to a foot and a half.
Could those go in even further, like so that it,
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like if you pulled them in like 1 or 2 feet, it would make a nice line. Right now it goes right past the end of your main gable there. And it might be nice to tuck them in a little bit, and that would give a slimmer profile.
I can try this shift did reduce. I've looked at that, so we'll see if we can actually reduce it more. 2 feet will be kind of hard just because the bedrooms will become.
Well, it should
pretty
line
small,
up
so.
with, it should line up with the break point between the hip and the gable there.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's
Gotcha.
it. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Abby. Diane?
I'd like to see it come. I'd like to see the roof walk go. I'd like to see it drop. That's 35 feet, 35.6, I believe you said. That's a really tall building for East Lincoln, which is a little street with little houses. So I don't know if you can do that or not, but I would like to see something you could do with dropping it. And perhaps on the north elevation is, instead of having the mulled windows on either side of the chimney, just have one. It's a lot of glass there, as it is in the west elevation. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 windows in a line. I'd like to see those broken up to the far west, if that's being looked at as a glassed-in porch, then I would like the windows underneath the triple ganged reduced down. It's the north elevation it's too much glass.
north?
They're not looking out on the harbor, and it needs to be brought in, and perhaps the shed dormer on the right brought in, so it is not the same. So it is not bigger than the gable one above the 5 windows. It should come. I would like to see it come in, so it's not as narrow. I mean, so it's narrower than it is now. Okay.
Okay, and if I could, Mr. Chair, we also submitted neighborhood photographs, and I just have everybody look at them because it is helpful to just see. The newer houses are compliant with the floodplain elevation, and obviously there's a number of structures that have not been renovated for a number of years, and so those are lower. But even for us, I found it helpful. But thank you, Diane.
Oh, there they are.
I know.
Okay.
I know you have to go up. I know you have to go up for the floodplain. We're discussing that on the flooding of Nantucket is lifting every house up. It's just if you can go 4 feet or 3.5 feet rather than 5, it would be good. That's all.
Sure.
Thank you, Diane. Okay, Carrie.
I think the floodplain issue is a tough one because, but the front elevation on this house, it's very precious, and which makes it seem formal, even though it does sort of have a cottage style to it. So that's where I'm sort of getting a little bogged down, because that street is so casual and not formal houses that are very symmetrical and adorable. But this one is great looking, but I think the height is an issue. The dormers, I think coming in could help it feel less massive on that front elevation. And I do think there's a ton of glass on the sides where it might be able to be reduced as well. it's not, the glass on that north won't probably be seen. It's to the rear, right? But that one elevation, I think it's the west, seems like it has a lot of glass that could be reduced. And the roof walk, I'm just in a quandary because it doesn't seem like this house would have a roof walk because it's more of a cottagey imagery on that front elevation. So
Gotcha.
not sure about that one.
All right. Carrie, thanks. John? Uh-oh. Do we still have John?
Yeah, I just unmuted him.
Okay. John?
I think he's still muted.
Yeah.
Hey, John?
It looks like he's still muted.
Zoom is Zoom.
Yeah, he's not responding.
He's muted.
It's not working well today, Mr. Zoom. It's knocked me out twice, which is when you couldn't reach me. I had to begin again as if I was just going in.
No, he's still muted.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I
Mr.
wanna
Chair,
move-
he signed in twice.
What?
Oh, he
Oh,
had.
yeah, he is. Yeah. Well, he signed in twice and he's muted twice. So we can't talk to either one of them. Gosh. John, listen, if you can hear us, you're muted, and I really want to move things along because we don't have much time left. I want to break at 2:30. So I'm going to take a vote on this one. Oh, by the way, Matt, I didn't tell you my stuff. The roof walk, moving those side dormers in, reduction in fenestration. I think what Carrie was looking for was maybe a little simplification because precious was a good way to describe the front elevation, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But in terms of context, I think simplification might be helpful.
Okay.
So we have a motion on this one?
To hold for revisions.
Okay, thanks. On that motion, Carrie,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
thank you. Abby,
Aye.
and I'm in favor. That motion carries. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, bye now. 5 Coffin Street. Have we worked out the John McLaughlin issue yet? No.
No.
John, can you unmute yourself? Otherwise, you won't be participating in this one either. Alternate on this one, by the way, is Stephen. So Stephen's back with a vengeance. So it's myself, Diane, Abby, Stephen, and man, John. I don't know what to tell him. So he's not muted. We'll see how it goes. Okay, Joe, why
Yes,
don't
sir.
you go ahead?
Yeah, this is a garage that was reviewed. We're doing a shed dormer on the back of it. There was a discussion about visibility from Union Street. The address of this is Coffin, but it's part of the Union Street property. It's tucked in behind the Handlebar Cafe as well.
Oh, yeah, right.
And I had maintained that the rear of this wasn't visible, but we're just proposing a shed dormer here. We've included, so this is a photograph from Union Street. That kind of looks like an English cottage that's set down into the lot. The grade drops about 3 feet and the garage is in the back. This is the view down Coffin Street at the front of the garage where we have the existing gable. That gable that you see is mirrored on the back, and as well as the little gable is mirrored on the back. And we're proposing a shed dormer that runs across the back of this structure, which was built in 1989.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's a closer view of it. I don't think that this set has, by the way, actually, if you stopping on this one, you can see the house to the left, and that's the front. This is the main access. There's a shed dormer that's here. So the shed dormer language is actually on the main house. the major roof lines, nothing's changing here on the garage structure. I have the previous submission up on my screen. If you want to just do a quick screen share, I've got the comparison drawings if you want to see them.
Hey, Joe.
Yes,
I
sir.
have them.
Oh, you have them.
You haven't proposed any changes, right?
We have. I think they're about to see them right now.
Oh, boy, somebody's really having an issue with feedback.
Well, there's John.
That's John.
Oh, yeah. I'm right here.
I think John's on the shuttle. There you go. The next page. This is there you go. That's the before. And almost there. That's the after.
Yeah, let's get this going. This is so
Yeah, let's
easy,
get it
guys.
going. So Abby, go.
Go. Good. Good job.
Oh, good job.
Yes.
Okay, like that. John, are you there?
Yes,
You okay with this?
yes.
All right. Carrie? Oh, no, I'm sorry, Stephen.
Yeah, no concerns.
Okay, Diane.
No concerns.
All right, let's motion on this one.
Motion to approve as submitted.
Very good, thank you. On Abby's motion, John.
Aye.
Thank you. Diane.
Aye.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yep.
Abby.
Aye.
And I'm in favor. Motion carries. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, let's go now to new business of January 4th. 5 Boyers Alley shed.
Mr. Chair, she has going to be submitting new plans, so she's going to be taking off this withdrawing this application.
Oh, so take no action?
Take no action, yes.
Take
please.
no action. Okay, so moving right along to item number 2, 63 Westchester Fenestration and Roof Walk. Do we have Robbie on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, hi, Robbie.
Hello, everybody.
So, let's see. So we have 4 of our regular members on. And now that we're under new business that do not have established boards, we're going to alternate between Carrie and Stephen. So Stephen was just on the last application. So Carrie, you want to sit on this one?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a thumbs up. Very good. Okay, so go ahead, Robbie.
Okay, so if we start with sheet number 2, you can see the existing elevations and the proposed, of course, circled in red. Top left-hand corner, what they want to do is infill underneath the existing front porch, expand the floor plan out. You can see underneath on the bottom right-hand side of the front elevation. And add the roof walk. The one below it is the rear of the house, which is quite blocked by the garage and privet on the adjoining property, or Leland Cypress rather, on the adjoining property of 65 Westchester. And there we're going to bring the kitchen out, extend that shed form across the bottom left, and get some doorways and access out towards the backyard. The top right hand is Brooks Farm Road. Okay, and that's just adding a couple of windows. There's a garage door that's no longer used, so we'd like to eliminate that. And then the west elevation is adding doors into the kitchen and then into the living room in that back corner. So sheet number 7 has a lot of photographs you can see for orientation of those drawings that we just reviewed, and that's basically it.
So you're infilling that porch on the right-hand side of the front?
Yes.
Mhm.
Can we go?
Actually, do
Can
we
we
have
go back?
any, hold on a second, Diane. Does this fall under HSAB's purview?
No, it does
No,
not.
Okay,
sir, it's outside of their.
okay. So it's to the board now. Anyone care to begin?
I'll begin.
Okay, thank you, Diane.
Can we go back to the elevations again? Drawings.
The page that has all 4 of them on there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. There we go.
On the east elevation or the east, southwest, north, I do not see that the house needs to have the widow's walk. I think it's too much. It makes the house very busy. We have it would make it simpler. On that is, I can't see what elevation that is. The next one is the north elevation. What are those double sets? Robbie, what are those double sets of windows on the first floor going over by the garage? Or what was the garage?
On the left-hand side,
Yeah,
next to the shower, that's the
Come
north
down a
elevation
second.
is the bottom left-hand corner, next to the shower, the
Yeah, I
outside
think
shower.
the west elevation. What are those
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4 sets of doors or whatever?
Right, they go into the kitchen and the dining room.
Okay. I would like to, and the next to it is the what? The living room?
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the west elevation. Is that going to be viewed from Westchester?
No, you can't see it. If you look at the site plan or the GIS map.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me take a peek at it. There is the neighbor's garage in the house is very close to that lot line, and there's a 6-foot fence that runs that whole goes from basically from Westchester all the way to the back of the neighbor on Brooks Farm Road. So it's very tight. It's very thickly vegetated. You can't see into this backyard at all, really.
Okay. It's just seems you use those. What are they? 4, 8, 1, 2, 3. Are they 20 pane doors?
Yeah, it's a big door.
I don't know whether you can make it any lighter or reduce. I don't think you're going in because it's not in red. The mulled windows on the other side. I just think that those windows, like on the north elevation, makes it heavy. Makes it really heavy.
We could eliminate those mullions altogether.
Okay. Maybe that would make it less, or maybe on the right hand side where you have the triple mulled windows, take the center one out. It's just a very busy facade when they're all there. I think I'm just one person saying what I think. I think it's a very appropriate architecture, and that I would just like to see a reduction in the windows. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Diane.
you.
Thanks. Abby?
Yeah, just, the, front of the house is on Westchester, and that is, north, is that correct?
The front of the house is essentially south.
South, yeah.
Oh. Well, could you tell me, what will we see from the public roads, like Westchester, and is there another road that goes down the side of it?
Brooks Farm Road goes down the right-hand side,
Okay.
and you can see
would
that
be
in the
the east
photographs
road.
on sheet 7.
East and what?
East and south.
It'd be south and east. And if you go to sheet number 7, Kathy, it shows the photographs.
So I'm only interested in south and east.
Okay, so here's the corner of Brook. If you go,
Okay, here's east.
do we want to look at the pictures? Yeah, so this faces
Okay, I'm
Westchester.
fine with east. I just want to see south. There it is. Okay. All right, I'm okay with this, Mr. Chair.
Okay,
Changes.
thanks, Abby.
Thank you.
John? John?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, the rear elevation,
Yeah, that's the north,
where is it?
the north.
Yeah, it seems to have a heck of a lot of glass on that first floor wall. On the, what is it? Let me see if it's, I can't move that picture, but there's a lot, those sliding doors there, right there.
Hmm.
Plus the windows, those look like awful tall windows. On the right side, it says window modification.
Yeah, it's a sliding glass door, and we added a third window over there on the right-hand side.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, John. Carrie?
I think the front looks great. I think the roof walk is totally appropriate for this building. I just really wish the 20 light doors were 15 light doors. Just all the windows are 6/6, and that extra pane in the width of those doors
Okay.
just seems out of proportion with the rest of it. If you had 8/8 windows, I would understand it, but just the 4 wide doors throw it off for me in all the doors.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Carrie. I feel the same way. I was going to object to the roof walk. The house has got all natural trim though, so I think I'm okay with it.
Maybe a center style, sorry. Maybe
a center post, yeah. Like you're kind of lacking your post caps at the corners, and you're showing a center post on the gable end, which shouldn't be there, but to Carrie's point, there should be one breaking up the span in the long dimension.
Okay.
And I also like the idea, as several of the members have already expressed, these sliding doors are quite wide, which results in there being a lot of fenestration. I think if they all went to 3 panes as opposed to 4 panes wide, which is probably going to be a 3-foot wide door as opposed to a 3.5-foot wide door, that would be preferred. Those are my comments. Should we hold this for some minor revisions?
Should we do
Make the motion.
Did you say do through staff?
Yeah, why not? If we can agree
No.
just on the doors and the roof walk.
All right, Diane, was your motion going to be for revisions?
Yes,
Okay, so
and I believe I
could we try
started it.
a motion to see if it would fly, doing certain things just to get it off the table, if that's possible?
I'd do that.
So Carrie, why don't you
Yep.
give it a stab?
Motion to approve through
It's a
staff with the roof walk with a center post dividing the length of it and not the width of it. and reducing the 8-foot wide doors to 6-foot wide doors and 15 light versus 20 light.
Correct. Okay, so that's Carrie's motion. Let's try this out, see where it goes. Where are you on that motion, Diane?
No,
No. Okay.
I'd like to see the windows further reduced.
You mean like less windows?
I mentioned on the north elevation and whatever that
Yeah.
they should be less. I'd still think so.
Okay. All right, John.
My only comment is that seems like a lot, those 4 sliding doors.
Well,
It's
so
over
Carrie's
penetrating.
motion is reducing the size of those, but if you're looking for more, I'm totally lousing this up. So, John, are you for or against Carrie's motion?
Well, no, I'm in favor.
Okay, Abby?
Yeah, aye.
Okay. And Carrie, you're in favor of your motion, I would guess.
Yes.
All right, so that's Diane opposed, Abby in favor, John in favor. I'll go in favor too. So the motion would carry 4 in favor, 1 opposed. All right, Robbie, there you go.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Now, folks, we are basically at 2:30, and the next application for the pool out in Nantucket, as I'm sure you're aware, very controversial. So I don't think that we should get into that right now.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
they're not here anyway. They want to be heard on the 14th.
Oh, well, that's easy. But then I'm looking ahead to the next item, which is a new dwelling. I can't imagine that's going to be taken care of in 2 minutes or so. Am I correct on that one?
It'll take 2 minutes. It can take.
Promise?
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear this one. I mean, look. So after 2 minutes, if we're not completely satisfied, we're going to motion to deny. So
what about 1 Howard Court? Because all that is just siding and trim.
Hey, okay. In any case, Stephen is going to be the alternate on this one.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, can I suggest 1 Howard Court? 50 Oak Point isn't in our packet. So
okay, let's do 1 Howard Court. Let's go. Go.
Hang on. Not that quick.
Mr. Chair, while Kathy is pulling up the application, may I provide HSAB comments or do you want me to wait?
No, I want you to go now.
Okay, so 1 Howard Court for fenestration, new foundation and fenestration changes. So the cedar roof is okay. There's an issue with the clapboard on all 3 sides, and I just want to make a comment. Appreciate Ethan attending the HSAB's meeting. There was also a conversation about not having this proposed white clapboard, and the understanding that the owners also own a house that fronts on Main Street, and they're wanting to basically emulate that structure, this structure like that one. However, looking at the history and how Howard Court was essentially created and what it was, not necessarily in favor of having clapboard on the structure. If it was something that the commission would be okay with, it would presently be just 1 facade, only on the south elevation, as again, clapboard is not necessarily appropriate and is more of a formal, but there's no issues with the proposed windows or shutters. Those are our comments. Again, this structure is circa 1920 colonial revival.
Thank you. Okay.
And real quick, I did attend the meeting and I agree with everything she just said, and my clients are willing to remove the clapboard on the right and left, but would be nice maybe to have it on the west elevation just because it is a blank wall. And we are removing the parking.
Wait,
lot
no,
that's in front.
west elevation or south elevation?
The west, the south is sideways. So if you look, scroll up to the photographs, you'll see that west faces the road. So see the car, that's my truck parked, that's the front of the house. That's the side, that's the front.
Oh boy, I see. So
And-
that's weird though. So you're
Yeah.
saying because it faces the road that it should be clapboard?
We were trying to dress it up so it doesn't look like, and
Yeah, okay. Well, I don't like to be right out of the gate, but
yeah.
there's like a very like informal arrangement of those windows that kind of go completely against the grain of clapboard, which is a formal element. Anyway,
I would go.
Diane, did I just hear you?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think if he wants clapboard, I would put it on the front of the building because it was built in 1910. They could have turned the building. So what was front onto Howard Street is now faced around the corner. I think it's much more presentable than to clapboard aside. I would put it on the front, no matter which way the front turns.
Okay, the front being the south elevation in this
Yeah.
case. Yeah.
Well, no,
Okay.
what? No, a south elevation, right? Sorry.
It has the, so-called front door in it. Yeah.
Right, and the shutters and all that stuff. I think that's more to clapboard than not.
Okay. Thank you, Diane. Abby?
Yeah, I should have a really strong feeling about this, shouldn't I? So the south elevation is the front of the house, really, with the front door, and you want to clapboard that, and then the west elevation. What colors, for instance?
Mm-hmm.
The homeowners want to do white, but we're open to a alternate color like that Nantucket gray with the white trim and black shutters.
So, okay, so but if you did white, what colors would the shutters be?
Black, in black shutters.
Black shutters and sash?
They're white.
White. White, black shutters. Okay, that's formal. I think I'm okay with this.
Okay.
I-
You mean
when
with
you-
having it on the side too?
Yeah,
being
but
the
when you
road side.
first mentioned that where's the elevation where you said that the fenestration was higgledy-piggledy? Where did you?
Well, it's interesting because it looks better. It looks better with the shutters on it than it does.
Really,
in
I
real life.
couldn't find it. And it looks, well, you've added.
I added a window.
changed the windows.
And the
Yeah.
shutters.
And the
Yeah,
shutters.
it definitely looks better
Okay.
and more organized than the current arrangement.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm down with this. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Stephen?
Yeah, I agree with what's been said, other than I think the clapboard on the west side, no concerns with the fenestration changes, but I'm with HSAB on the clapboard in that area. If the windows are left as they are, Ethan, you can dress up that side with some New Dawn roses for a couple weeks out of the year.
There's already pergola on the building, so that would stay.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. John?
Yes, no. I'm in favor of the motion.
Well, actually, there hasn't been a motion made yet, but I have a feeling that the motion was going to be to approve this, but eliminate the clapboard on the west side. Or at least I don't think the motion, if it included clapboard on the west, would carry, but.
So moved.
Oh, Stephen's made that motion. So there it is. So John, on the motion.
Aye.
Okay. Abby?
Aye, but I don't think that's what he wants. But
No, it sounds good to
okay.
me.
Okay,
I'd
yes.
like,
fine.
can I add John, ask John if he would add clapboard on the front, on the south elevation?
Oh, no, the clapboard already is on the south elevation.
Is
So
it?
just to be clear, Diane, and it was not John's motion, it was Stephen's motion. So right now, Ethan is requesting clapboard on the quote unquote front of the house, which faces sideways. That's the south elevation.
Okay.
You can see that there.
That's
And
what I
then-
want.
But there, he's also requesting it on the west elevation, which is the side of the house, and Stephen is saying no to that, that's going to be shingle. Okay?
Okay.
That's the
Right.
motion.
Okay, just as long as that is the south elevation is clapboard, that's
Clapboard.
fine with me. And the colors is, have we picked the color white or gray for the clapboards?
It was white for the clapboard was requested.
Okay,
All right.
fine. Aye.
Okay, so Diane's in, John's in, Abby, you were in, Stephen on your motion,
Yes, and I.
and I'm in favor too, so that motion carries. Okay.
Also, you forgot the north elevation, there's clapboard there too, so I'll take that up as well.
North.
Scroll down.
Yeah, it was 3 sides, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, so I'll take that one up and we'll just have the south.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, that was my motion.
Can of worms. Okay.
Thank you.
I appreciate your candor and honesty. Okay, so listen, thanks for
Rare
having
thing
me.
these days.
What?
A rare.
Yeah, I know, it's a rarity. All right, so we're a little over, but I know a lot of you, not me, have to reconvene again tomorrow for one hearing. So.
Could you remind us of that? Actually, is that
Well,
North
so
Liberty?
Kathy, you should just notify the people that are on that application.
I'll send you again. I sent it to you earlier, but I'll send it again.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Kathy.
You're
All
welcome.
right, so.
And
Motion to
Chair.
adjourn.
Also, Mr. Chair, there's an additional meeting on the 14th on Thursday at 5 p.m. We were able to get a time slot in because there was another.
Yeah, that's the one I'm not going to be able to attend.
Right. So this will be a carryover. This agenda will carry over to that.
Oh, wait, isn't there a meeting like Tuesday next week?
No, there's no meeting.
Oh, no kidding.
The first week of the second week of every month, we don't meet.
All right, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that. So maybe I'll try and get in on this Thursday meeting at 5.
It'll be an extension of what you're looking at today.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, very good.
Nothing
call you
new.
after the meeting. All right, so I heard a motion from someone to adjourn, didn't I?
I made a motion to adjourn.
Okay, thanks a lot, Diane. So on that motion, Abby,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
thank you. Carrie,
Aye.
thank you. Diane,
Aye.
and I'm in favor. That motion carries. Well, bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Aye.
Bye.
Take care of that. This takes care of this. Friday, 10 a.m. Solar Technologies. Mullen. What's going on here now? What the hell are you looking at?
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, Diane. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Not bad.
All right. I talked to
Jerry.
Jerry. I've talked to Phil. He's going to go in tomorrow morning. If she
This is
calls
NCTV. Is the
into
meeting
the
adjourned?
office, he's going to go in, and he's only going to talk to her about the weather, what he's got on, what color his eyes are.
No, I told him that we're going into the. I told him I don't work tomorrow, but I'm going in tomorrow.